are this afternoon's top stories. Investigation into Raheem Hanley's murder ongoing. Guyana gun amnesty begins today and Pope Francis delivers his first message to the U.S. Good afternoon and welcome to the ZIZ Mid newscast. Today is Tuesday, 1st September 2015. I'm Carla Berridge. In national news, in a release issued on Monday afternoon, the local police force advised that 2 suspects were taken into police custody over the weekend in connection with the murder of Raheem Hanley. Hanley was shot last Tuesday, August 25th, in the McKnight area and died the following morning as a result of his injuries. According to Assistant Commissioner of Police with responsibility for criminal investigations, Ian Creeley, the fight against crime will take community involvement, and the police force would like to thank those who provided information with regards to this investigation so far. The ACP stressed, if you have seen something, if you had heard something as it relates to this or any violent crime or any criminal activity, tell someone, call the Violent Crimes Unit at the Bastille or Charlestown Police Station or any police station with your information. The St. Kitts Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, by extension, continues to ensure that the island is marketed on the international scene. On Wednesday, the authority hosted more than 24 travel agents and media and tour operators who promote St. Kitts in the Canadian marketplace at a luncheon held at the Trump International Hotel and Towers, Toronto. The attending guests had the opportunity to speak one-on-one with Tourism Minister Honorable Lindsay Grant and Chief Executive Officer of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Raquel Brown. During her presentation, CEO Brown showed for the first time a brand new 10-minute destination video showcasing the history, culture, food, friendly people, and scenic natural beauty of the island, along with its new upmarket. When Minister Grant addressed the gathering, he spoke about some of the new developments that were featured in the video, making mention of new private jet terminal, the U-Lounge, the first slips at the Mega Yacht Marina at Christophe Harbour, and Belmont Farm Cottage Hotel at Kitishan Hill. Director of the Canadian arm of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Caroline James, was among the dignitaries present. In keeping with the government's unofficial motto of Fair Share for All, this year's Independence Service will be held on the sister island of Nevis. A release from the government's public relations arm, the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, confirms that the Charlestown Methodist Church will be the venue for the event, which is scheduled for September 13th at 4:30 p.m. The release further states that 3 local ferries have been contracted to provide sea transportation for the event. The country's Director of Culture, Troy Mills, has revealed that the St. Kitts and Nevis National Arts Festival will be revived this year and dedicated to the memory of national hero, the late Right Excellent Sir Caleb Azariah Paul Southwell. Activities include the official opening on Friday, September 18th, a ZIZ TV panel discussion on Monday, September 21st, and the National Potpourri at the Independence Square on Friday, September 25th. The Culture Director says the revived National Arts Festival will foster the development and expansion of the culture arts. It is reported that back in the 1960s, the Right Excellent Sir C.A. Paul Southwell created an event where the skills and talents of local people were showcased to other nationals, visitors, and persons within the region. Hence, the National Arts Festival was born in 1964. The festival, which is being held in collaboration with the Independence Committee, would be staged under the theme Explore, Nurture, Value, Promote. A look at news on the regional scene. Effective today, September 1st, the Guyana government is facilitating a gun amnesty program. Capital News in Guyana reported yesterday that in recent months, Guyana's law enforcement authorities have had to deal with crimes involving the use of guns. The Minister of Public Security said the program will be for 1 month only.
With rising concerns over the presence of several illegal guns in the hands of citizens, both law-abiding and criminals, 59 police stations countrywide have been identified as drop-off points in the gun amnesty program organized by government. The program, which starts tomorrow, will last a period of 30 days and is expected that a number of illegal guns will be turned over to the police. Persons wishing to turn over illegal guns, ammunition or explosives are urged to do so at identified police stations between the hours of 9 and 16 hours daily. President Grange, in a previous interview with the media, said it was government's view that the program will be successful.
Persons who feel themselves threatened by others who have illegal guns are going to report. Persons who are in possession of illegal guns and are fearful of being arrested will hand in their guns. It will be successful because it is something that has been tried in other countries, and we just want to move the largest number of illegal guns off the streets and give the people who are in possession of those weapons an opportunity to deal with it legally, to hand in their guns legally. After that, we are going to have a big crackdown. A person who is still found in possession of illegal weapons will have a high price to pay.
The Ministry of Public Security said it was concerned about the number of illegal firearms on the streets, which is evident in the number of gun-related crimes plaguing the society. The amnesty was announced in the early days of the new government as one of the measures to bring down gun-related crimes. Reporting for Capital News, I for Wharton.
Bahamians now know when licenses will be issued for web shops to operate legally throughout the country. The minister responsible for gaming says although the process was delayed, government has been moving forward to implement a more detailed plan. Meanwhile, ZNS's Clint Watson says that some web shop operators, although receiving a license, may still be forced to close down certain locations.
We're now just weeks away from the issuance of those web shop licenses. Minister responsible for gaming, the Honorable Obi Wilchcombe, made the disclosure this morning.
We're hoping that during the course of this month, September, we'll be able to tie up all ends, and during the month of October, we'll be able to begin the process of licensing. The final process has much to do with looking at the locations.
And the location of these web shops are all a part of the zoning aspect of the law, ensuring they're not in school zones or certain residential areas. This analysis, though, could force a closure and removal of a number of web shops that are outside of the zone. Minister Wilchcombe says it will require dialogue.
What we want to see is a system, an operation that allows for proper control. We want to make sure that we are not allowing for growth of the gaming houses against what we had promised. We want to make sure that they're in areas. It's better to have them in areas where shopping malls or shopping centers or shopping areas, generally used areas, as opposed to residential areas, as opposed to areas where the children attend school. So we're paying close attention to it, but as I've said, we'll have to see. And of course, the movement may require us giving a person a period of time to wind down a particular area and move into another area.
The licenses will require renewal on a regular basis, but there will come a period where licenses will not be issued.
We are intending to have a period of time for moratorium where there'll be no additional licenses, but at the same time, the licenses will be on the subject of scrutiny at all times. Of course, you know, people have regs they have to live up to, and we're going to be monitoring them, and each year we're going to be looking at where they are, seeing what they're doing to ensure that they are fulfilling all that is required under the regulations.
The gaming minister says at the end of the day, they want to ensure they're fulfilling everything the legislation says and are not fostering the proliferation of another illegal operation. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Internationally, hundreds of migrants have been protesting outside a major railway station in the Hungarian capital after police sealed off the terminal to stop them from traveling throughout the European Union. More in this Euronews report.
Hundreds of angry migrants have been demonstrating outside Budapest's Keleti International Railway Station. Authorities cleared the platforms and closed the station earlier to check travellers' documents. Most trains from the station head west towards neighbouring Austria and Germany.
Very long trip. Back to coming to Istanbul to Greece, Greece to Macedonia, Macedonia to Serbia, Serbia to Hungary, Hungary to Austria to and go to Germany.
A government spokesperson issued a statement to Reuters news agency saying Hungary was enforcing EU law, which requires people travelling within the Schengen area to hold a valid passport and a Schengen visa. Most people demonstrating outside the station had valid tickets and demanded to be allowed travel onto Germany. The station has reopened, but Hungarian news agency MTI reported authorities were not allowing migrants to enter.
ABC News reports that Pope Francis held a virtual audience with Americans in 3 U.S. cities on Monday, just weeks ahead of his first visit to the country later this month. In the first official meeting with the American public, the Pope once again demonstrated his priority to pastor to often marginalized communities by targeting issues relating to youth, homelessness, and immigration.
Then our walk to the room where he knows we are about to connect him with hundreds of Americans across the country, a virtual papal audience, a conversation with them. We tell him there are many families, many young people in America who will follow his American trip on television. And as we head into the room, a smile, surprise at the scope of the crew. He knows our cameras are in 3 cities he won't be able to visit, a school in Chicago, in Los Angeles, and a church in McAllen, Texas, on the U.S.-Mexico border. There were many questions and stories of adversity and survival. Valerie, 17, from Chicago, who has struggled with a rare skin disorder her whole life. She sought music to survive the bullying. And after the tears in front of the Pope, an unexpected request from Pope Francis, and that request in English.
Valerie, I would like to hear you singing. May I ask of you to sing a song for me? Be courageous.
Junto a ti, María, como niño quiero estar. Tómame en tus brazos, guíame en mi caminar.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
The Pope talking to single mothers, to students, even surprising an American nun, tackling issues, immigration, abortion, education.
Taking a look at the weather. Skies today will be partly cloudy, becoming cloudy at times with brief passing showers. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy with low chances of showers. The St. Kitts Meteorological Office says tropical wave will possibly trigger lingering moisture to the Leeward Islands, along with an upper-level trough that is likely to generate cloudiness with showers and thunderstorms tonight. Meanwhile, winds are blowing at a gentle breeze of 9 miles per hour from the east-northeast, while temperature is recorded at 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are moderate with waves up to 5 feet. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Mid newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Berridge.